I got to admit, lately I've been listening to a lot of Jay-Z. I mean,
Okay.
this new American Gangster album is.
What do you like about it?
It tells a story, and he's, as Jay would say, he's got flow. But Kanye, I like. But I have to admit that I still am an old school guy. I'm still, Stevie, Marvin. If you look at my iPod, it's Earth, Wind and Fire, Isley Brothers, Temptations. I mean, I've got a lot of that old school stuff. So, I enjoy some of the newer stuff. And honestly, I love the art of hip hop. I don't always love the message of hip hop. There are times where even on the ones that even with the artists I named, the artists I love, there's a message that is not only sometimes degrading to women, not only uses the N-word a little too frequently, but also something I'm really concerned about is always talking about material things. Always talking about how I can get something. How I've got more money, more cars, more.
But let me ask you this though, because I like where you're going is great, and I think that would there be space in your White House when you talk about education, when you talk about incarceration, the reality that hip-hop can engage the very young people that you have to deal with education and incarceration, would there be a place to explore how hip-hop can be effectively used?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt that it can be. And I've met with Jay-Z and I've met with Kanye and talked to other artists about how potentially to bridge that gap. And, I think the potential for them to deliver a message of extraordinary power that gets people thinking. I mean, the thing about hip-hop today is it's smart. I mean, it's insightful. And they, the way that they can communicate a complex message in a very short space is remarkable. And a lot of these kids, they're not going to be reading the New York Times.
Right.
That's not how they're getting their information. So the question then is, what's the content? What's the message?